Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad bin Ilyas, PA22028. So today I will present about a notable court case in Malaysia and that related to the hazardous waste management negligence case, which is Trimax Metal Sdn Bhd in aluminium smelting activity. So I will analyze the legal proceeding, outcomes, and implication for our occupational and environmental risk management. So for the introduction, as we know, Malaysia rapid economic growth pose a few environmental challenges such as increased hazardous waste, carbon emissions, and also deforestation. For example, Trimax Metal Sdn Bhd was fined about 36,000 ringgit for violating waste management regulation in aluminium smelting. It's including failing to comply with air pollution control and unauthorized change to combustion equipment. This case highlight the importance of regulatory compliance to protect the environment and public health. And in this report, we will analyze the legal proceeding and implication for occupational and environmental risk management for the Trimax case. Okay, so for your information, in this slide we will touch a few case selections like a description of the case, rationale for selection the case, parties involved in the legal proceedings, timeline of events, court hearing and arguments, court findings, rationale, consequences for the parties, and also implication for occupational risk management. Okay, so for the description of the case, Trimax Metal Sdn Bhd is a secondary aluminium smelting company that located in Taman Teknologi Cheng, Melaka Tengah. It faced a serious environmental violation. The incident occurred on September 14, 2021 and was brought before the Ayakaro Session Courts, resulting in an initial fine of 36,000 ringgit. The company committed several significant violations. They construct a new production facilities without proper authorization from. Okay, so next for the rationale of the case. This case focus on four key points, which is the first is legal compliance is important to avoid penalties and follow environmental laws properly. Company must strictly adhere to these regulations to maintain the operations legally and responsibly. And for the second, public safety is critical because when companies ignore safety protocols, they put people's health and life at risk. This directly affect the community well-being. And then for the third, the role of the regulatory body. For example, the Department of Environment plays a vital role as a regulatory body. They ensure companies must follow the rules and maintain environmental standards. And lastly, better training and safety measures are needed to prevent problems before they happen. This includes improving staff training and monitoring system to avoid violation. Okay, so there are five parties involved in this case, which is the first is Trimax Metal Sdn Bhd, which is the secondary aluminium smelting company that have violated environmental regulation by making unauthorized modification to their facilities and also failing to obtain proper approval, that resulting 36,000 ringgit for the fine. And for the second is Department of Environment, DOE, which is the primary regulatory agency to investigate and uncover Trimax Metal non-compliance with environmental standard. And for the second, Department of Occupational Safety and Health, which is DOSH, that is the government body responsible for examining workplace safety aspects and also ensuring compliance with occupational safety regulations. And for the fourth is Ayakaro Sessions Court, which is the judicial body that heard the case and imposed the fine to the Trimax Metal for the environmental violations. And lastly, local communities and workers, which is the stakeholder that directly affected by Trimax Metal operations. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so for the timeline event, on July 15, 2021, the Department of Environment took this decisive action by issuing a prohibition of operation detention order, known as POK. This order specifically disallowed the operation of certain equipment at Trimax Metal Facility due to the serious air pollution concerns. And during work hours on September 14, Trimax Metal began unauthorized construction of an air pollution control system at their facility. They installed an aluminium separator, magnetic separator, and made modification to fuel burning device for aluminium smelting without notifying DOE. Later, in the same day, from late morning to early afternoon, this unauthorized construction activities continued, which prompted DOE officials to investigate the facility due to the lack of required permits. Uh, Following this violation, the DOE launched a formal investigation that uncovering multiple violations. Okay, continue to the next slides. Between 2021 and 2023, both the DOE and Department of Occupational Safety and Health conduct extensive investigation revealing repeated environmental breach by Trimax Metal. The case culminated in 2023 with a court hearing at the Ayakuro Sessions Court, where the company was represented by Human Resources Officer Lee Chiu Fong. Judge Nariman Badruddin imposed a total fine, which is RM36,000 on Trimax Metal Sdn Bhd. The fine was broken down into three components, which is RM40,000 for unauthorized construction of an air pollution control system, another RM40,000 for unapproved change in the aluminium smelting furnace, and RM18,000 for violating the POK order. Following the court decisions, the case entered a post-court monitoring phase where both DOE and DOSH implemented ongoing compliance monitoring at Trimax Metal to ensure a strict adherence to environmental and occupational safety standards. Okay, so next is court hearing and arguments. The first is environmental violation. The investigation provided clear evidence that Trimax repeatedly violated environmental regulation, particularly regarding emissions that threatened public health. While Trimax claimed their facility change were necessary for better operation, they failed to acknowledge their regulatory responsibilities. And for the Safety Compliance and Act, the court carefully evaluated Trimax Metal's compliance with the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1994, focusing specifically on whether the company had implemented adequate safety measures to protect workers from exposure to hazardous substances in their aluminium smelting operations. And for the final judgment and fines, while Trimax attempted to demonstrate they had safety procedures in their workplace, the court had to truly evaluate whether these measures meet the Department of Occupational Safety and Health requirements, and the Ayakuro Session Court found them in violation and imposed a RM36,000 fine, emphasizing the importance of following environmental and safety regulations. Okay, let's move to the court findings. There are a few court findings in this case. The first key findings is emphasize the vital importance of compliance. The Trimax Metal case served as a powerful example demonstrating why companies must strictly follow environmental and safety laws. There cannot be compromise when it comes to these regulations. Moving to the company responsibility, the court determined that Trimax's careless approach to regulations made them accountable for failing to protect both their employees and the surrounding community. This highlights how companies cannot simply ignore their protective duties. Regarding potential consequences, the court clearly established that violation of both the Occupational Safety and Health Act and Environmental Quality Act carry serious penalties, including substantial fines. This sent a strong message about regulatory enforcement. The ethical and legal duty findings stress that companies must make safety and environmental protection top priorities. The court emphasized that this is fundamental to preventing harm to public health and protecting the workforce. Finally, the reminder of risk showed that ignoring safety regulation can create a triple threat: legal consequences, compromise safety standard, and financial penalties that directly impact business operations. Okay, so next for the rationale of the case. The Trimax Metal case highlight the critical intersection of legal compliance, public safety, and environmental protection within Malaysia industrial sector. The court reasoning focus on two key aspects: whether Trimax Metal adhere the Occupational Safety and Health Act (OSHA) 1994 and Environmental Quality Act (EQA), and if they meet the minimal legal requirement or needed to take additional steps to ensure safety and environmental protection. The law applied in this case serves this different but complementary purpose. The OSHA 1994 mandates the company maintain a safe working environment, implementing protective measures to shield workers from exposure to the hazardous substance. On the other hand, the EQA regulates pollution and require industries to properly manage emissions, waste, and other environmental impact. This case underscores the importance of balancing industrial operation with worker safety and environmental responsibility in Malaysia. It demonstrates how legal requirements, public safety concerns, and environmental protection are interconnected. So, there are 4 points that can relate to the rationale of the cases. The first is the worker safety concerns. The company failed to protect workers in their aluminium smelting facility. They did not follow basic safety rules, putting workers at risk from dangerous materials and unsafe conditions. And for the second is importance of safety protocols. Trimax Metal ignored importance of safety rules. They made change without permission and operated equipment without proper approval, showing they did not take safety seriously. And the third is industry-wide implication. This case sent a clear message to other Malaysian companies. It showed that breaking safety and environmental rules would result in serious punishment. And lastly, environmental and health responsibility. The companies must protect both the environment and people health. Trimax Metal failed to control their pollution and emission, which could harm to the surrounding community. Okay, so next consequence for the parties. The first is improving safety procedure. The company needs to evaluate and enhance its safety protocols to prevent future incidents involving hazardous waste, including compensating affected parties. The second is responsibility for consequences. Trimax Metal must take action to address the consequences of its violation, including compensating affected parties. And that is management commitment. Trimax management has agreed to support affected individuals and improve safety measures. And lastly, industry warning. The case serves as a reminder to all industry, especially high-risk sector, of the importance of enforcing strict safety regulation to protect health and ensure a safe workplace. So next, for the implication for occupational risk management, can be explained in 6 simple points. The first is importance of risk management. Regular checks and evaluation of workplace hazard are essential, especially when dealing with dangerous materials like aluminium smelting. And for the second is effective safety procedure. Clear safety rules and steps must be in place to protect workers. These include proper equipment, handling, safety gear requirement, and regular safety check for all machinery and processes. And the next is safety culture. Companies need to build workplace environment where safety comes first. This means everyone, from managers to worker, must take safety seriously and follow all safety rules. And the next is emergency preparedness and training. Workers need proper training on how to handle dangerous materials and what to do in emergencies. Regular practice drills help ensure everyone knows what to do when problem occur. Other than that, compliance with standard. Following all safety environmental rules is not optional. Companies must meet or exceed the minimum requirement that's set by law to protect workers and the environment. And the last is sustainable waste management. Companies must handle their waste properly to protect both worker and environment. This includes proper disposal methods and following environmental protection guidelines. Okay, so for the conclusion of the case, the Trimax Metal Sdn Bhd highlight the serious consequences of neglecting workplace safety and hazardous waste management. The company failure to notify the Director General of Environmental Quality about operational change resulted in risk to employees and the surrounding community. The RM36,000 fine emphasized the importance of following safety regulations, with agencies like Department of Environmental (DOE) and Occupational Safety and Health playing key role. This incident stressed the need for continuous monitoring of safety protocol to protect workers and environment. Okay, so for the last slide, there are a few recommendations for improving hazardous waste management standard, guideline, and act. The first is by strengthening regulatory oversight and compliance check by regular monthly inspection of storage areas, surprise audit of safety documentation, and implementing a penalty system. For the second is enhancing occupational safety training by monthly hand-on training session for proper handling of aluminium smelting waste, virtual reality simulation for emergency response, and regular certification program for workers. The third is introducing advanced monitoring technology by installing real-time air quality sensor around smelting facilities, implement automatic leak detection system for storage tank. For the fourth is updating and enforcing guidelines. This can be done by creating specific disposal protocols for different types of metal waste, and also can do setting clear emission limits for smelting operations. Other than that, can establish recycling requirement for metal processing facilities. The next is mandatory incident reporting. Can be done by implementing a digital reporting system for all safety incidents, and also creating a standardized form for documenting spills or leak. And the last one is enhanced community and worker engagement by monthly community meetings to discuss environmental impact, setting up anonymous reporting hotlines for safety concern, and lastly, regular safety communities with worker representatives. So that's all from me in this presentation. Thank you.